Shalom Israel with Isupk. Start on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you're not under Isupk, you're not in the truth. This is Officer Qadash. We're going to teach Lashawan Qadash class tonight. How about Shem Yahushua, all the brothers, Akim, and Yahushua Alethaba Shem Yahushua, to all of the sisters. We welcome you to class, where we're going to teach. We're going to start off with some vocabulary matching, and then we're going to get into some words, some sentences, some sentence structure. Let me adjust my screen there a little bit. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay, like I said before, we're going to get into some sentence structure. We're going to get into some matching early in class. We have some Hebrew words up here. As we did last week, we did 18 nations, and we had the chart, had a really good 12 class. We're going to go over some sentences and how we use prepositions and how we use adjectives. But we're also going to go over some vocabulary here. We're going to match. This is kind of like helps you to realize how to, how to take control of and command of your vocabulary. I took the time out to put the charts up here to you, to understand. So we have Hebrew words here on the left, and on the right we have the Paleo Hebrew. Of course, I did the Paleo because it's the original language, and I can do the Syrian later. But this is Friday night Lashawan Qadash class. I'm Officer Qadash 50, and we're going to be starting out when you report into the chat. We're going to start out. I'll go over the words, and then when I see that you guys have started out pretty good, we'll We'll start out for. We'll get the class enrolled for the Lashawan Qadash for the. There. Okay, good. Yes, when we have people enrolled in class here, there you go. We have Sharban Yahawada, Officer 50. What we're going to do is match class. We're going to match words here. And they come up to, see, we got Shar. We have some words. These words are something, but what I want to do is have you match them, because in matching these words to actually what the Paleo Hebrew is. So I have like Ma'al, Qorab, Qabatazah, and Shekhan. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they match up to an A, B, C, or D. And that word, and when you find that word, of course, you're going to figure out that the words up there have a meaning. And I use the first 4 letters of the Hebrew characters, A, Ba, Da, and Da. I mean, it has no significance necessarily. I just picked those words out, but they're above, battle, dwell, and gather. So we give you a chance to check in and get your all of the young students and the young ox and akwafs who are trying to get into class. Get in here. This is your chance to understand the Paleo Hebrew and the Syrian Hebrew. That's one of your first steps of growing to be an officer. And your sisters is one of your, and getting a name, of course, Hebrew name. It's one of your first steps, sisters, for getting your Hebrew name and to learn. got a chance to learn with the Isupk. Started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Like I said and repeated before, if it's not under Commanding General Yohana, 1969, the Commander, General Yohana, has been pushing this truth, and I'm just happy and glad to be a recipient of it. You know, a good student and a good soldier to follow under, who have all the officers above me that trained me, and I've worked side by side with some of the best in Isupk. So as I get trained, I try to disseminate or pass the knowledge on to you. So like I said, we have Hebrew words here: Ma'al, Quarab, Quaba, Tazah, Shakan. And of course, we want to match these words to the actual Paleo Hebrew. And of course, I understand some of the officers you already know. We'll wait for people to check in as the class go by, so you can match up. Some of you guys can do this in your sleep, but that's the whole point of the lesson. I want you to understand how these are related. The Paleo Hebrew, and of course, we'll do some Assyrian also, is related to these words here. Those are words. And that's how you build your vocabulary. So you get a pencil and paper. Let's see, let me grab my pencil and paper over here. Let's see here. See? What I always do to every class, I try to start off every class to tell you, you get a pencil and paper, and you record in your book all of these definitions. I mean, this is like I have right here. I have good morning, good evening, days of the week, just things that I've learned over all the officers that have taught me. You know, Officer Natazab, Officer Dawada, Dawada Gabar, Natazab Gabar, sorry, Slakia. And the officers that have taught me, I remember Officer Dawada in particular went over this information and told one of them, we were troopers at the time, to say, brother, don't come back to class without your book. So I always do that. The Lashawan Qadash, that's what we're doing. My class, Hebrew, last year, Qadash Park. See, and I still have this information, sentence structure, you know, the breakdowns. Of course, we learn the characters. And we learned, before we get into those words and matching, we learn what the word vocabulary meant. But before you can learn vocabulary, you must learn your characters. I hope you guys can see this pretty decent. We're going to match this. Let me erase match right here, and I'm going to get into some of the characters. Since I get into some of the characters, so it'll help us with our matching. Because this, I try to do different inventions, I don't know, or creations, I guess you may say. Not necessarily inventions, just different creations of how to grasp this language. You have to learn what you would call the alphabet. Of course, we're going to call it the characters. And there are 22 characters. There's always been 22 characters in the Hebrew. And there's two vowels. That's the ah and the I. Okay? When you learn that in Hebrew, you'll have a good understanding of how to start. And of course, you have to learn those. You have to learn them. You have to learn them by heart. And all the officers, at some point in their life, you will learn that. Say like we're using the word like above here, because before we start the matching here, we use the ah. Ah looks like that, and of course it looks like that in Paleo. And I'm kind of using the middle of the board here, so you'll understand. Don't worry about the left and right just yet, because we're going to match those. Trying to let more people check in class. And of course, in Paleo, it looks like a sideways A, the ah. Of course, I mean, when you see stuff like that, I don't know, I don't have an A up there necessarily, but when you see things that start with A, it will start with this right there, ah. And then of course you have the ba, right here, ah, ba, okay? And of course I'm using any color right now because I try to stay true to the value of paleo being red and blue, but on the side of the window right now because I'm using all kind of colors to try to get you to see so things won't be so mundane and boring, so you'll understand. You know, ah and ba looks like that. And of course, this is paleo, of course. And the ga looks like that. Like that. So for starters, and so, you know, and for your new students, of course, not your old students that's been around and you've seen these, I try to make class relevant for all ages and all starts and students. So, you have ah, ba, ga, and then of course you have, I'll erase this, you have da, and that's important to know these, so when you look over here, I'm trying to explain what I'm trying to do for the paleo here, but when you look over here, you'll be able to recognize, oh, okay, and I'm not going to tell you what these are. You should be able to know this from looking at the chart, and you should be able to know this from looking at your notes, you know. Ah, ba, and then we're going to use da, right there. That's paleo, of course, because I don't have room to write to Syrian. Let's let that sink in. You guys should be writing notes as we go. Write notes as we go along, so we'll have a good understanding of what we're doing here. Ah, ba, ga, da. Then, of course, if you look on the chart, you cheat a little bit, you'll have a ha. You have ha. If you look at a chart, I'll call it cheating. It's not necessarily cheating, just, you know, you just kind of like looking over to the right or left and say, oh, okay, that's what it looks. And that's what ha. And so when you see these sounds, they help you to pronounce the Hebrew word. And if they help you pronounce it, well, of course, you can spell the word. Okay? Because that's actually the Hebrew word. Mayal, Kwarab, and that's how you would say it. Because, you know, this look like, what does it look like to you? It doesn't look like anything that we've learned in our classes over here in old Babylon, you know, because they don't teach us anything. They're certainly not going to teach you Hebrew. They'll teach you a little English, a little Spanish, or whatever, so on and so forth. All of this, some of the language that basically, you know, help you kind of navigate in America. But they're not really our real language. The Bible says it becomes a language that we will not understand. That's why we are here in this America right now. We don't understand their language. So we're trying. That's what we're trying to do. Learn our language, so we'll understand. We'll have a better communication, so we can help ourselves. So when I say tawab, brother, it means that's good. A sister say tawaba, and now that's good for a sister. You know, that's what she says, and so on and so forth. And when I said yayan, everybody knows it's time for some wine, you know. But that's how the Isupk do it. You know, we learn a little Hebrew and understand who we are, of course. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha. And of course, Friday night class, I know everybody's working hard out there, checking in. Got a few people in class. I'm trying to wait for a few more to get involved in class here. But if you understand the Hebrew language, if you understand the characters here and there, and all of these characters, these are characters. If you understand these characters, then you'll understand these words. And all you gotta do is look that word up in your vocabulary, and you say, oh, okay, one of these words is gonna mean dwell, above, battle, and gather. Of course, we'll get into some sentence structures that involve those words later. I have a few sentences that involve, and if it doesn't involve that word, it will involve some more vocabulary words. I know I have one for gather. So gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. I have that translated. I took the time to translate that, but that's good to understand this and what it means, you know. And so so on and so forth. And when you get Salaki for a second. Checking the list here for the people checking in. I know a lot of the sisters normally check in early, and I see some brothers in class and some officers. And like I said, and I'll just go with that. I'll go with the characters until everybody gets into class, so people we want to give this beautiful lesson over so that they can understand, because I'll try to do this every once in a while so you can match. That way you can figure out, in doing this, you will prove yourself to understand what these are. You'll find out some significant things. You'll begin to look at these characters and you'll begin to make words out of them. And of course, when you do that, then you know that you're chugging along. You're down the road. That's the whole point of the whole matter, What I say, Abagada, you're gonna Abagada, how you're gonna go Wa, Wa. Wa looks like that in Paleo, so it looks like some sort of Y, but Wa, okay. And then of course Z. Now this Za, it looks, just like a Z, like that. And of course, if you were doing it in the Syrian, of course that Z will look like this. But I don't want to get in there. I didn't want to get into Syrian. I just wanted to kind of show you there's a difference. But the Paleo is a pure language. It's the Lashawan Qadash, and that's the class that we're teaching. Lashawan Qadash started way, way back when the Most High instituted it. He gave it for His people. It's made for us. It's made for His people. That's when we go out, we blaze on the street. This gospel is given to us, not given to anybody else. If you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and you check in the class, know that this is how it all began, with language. God, the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, in the name of Christ, who you call Christ, Yahweh Shah. He separated this in the Tower of Babel, in the Tower of Babel. So basically, languages are all over the world. Everybody speaks different languages. But the Most High made sure all the progenitors of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, that we understand what we're talking about. The world had one language, and that was Hebrew right there. Paleo Hebrew, okay? And of course, that was important to understand and know. So we got a Ka. We'll go to the Ka right here. And like I said, before we get to the matching, we're just going to kind of go over a little bit of the characters here. We have Ka right here. And this will kind of help you with your matching if you're paying attention. I kind of don't want to give so much away, but that's the point is, I want you guys to learn here, get some understanding here. Ka, and again, then you have a Ta. Yep, Ta. And of course, what I'm doing now is just doing the Paleo. If you don't know this as a student, then you should be writing that down, of course. If you know it already, if you know whether you're in the chat or not, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there in the chat. But if you don't know this, that's what a Ka looks like in Hebrew, okay? Okay, right there. And a Ta, it says Ta. It looks just like some sort of symbol, like a shield, like that. Okay? I'll erase that one. Kind of like going down the board here. Ka. We'll go all out and down a little bit until we get, of course, more people involved here, and then we'll go over this little exercise. What do we got now? Ta, then we got Ya, like this. Ya, Ya, and then of course Ya looks like this, like a laid down Z with a little kickstand, as one of the officers said. We got Ta, of course, and then we're gonna have Ka. And you know, if you're paying attention here, you'll catch on to some things like that. Well, sort of crooked there. But anyway, just bear with me here, and then as I see more people check in, then we'll of course invoke the matching right there for a second. Let's see who else we got checking in class. On Facebook here, we have Anthony Harris checking in from Charlotte, North Carolina. We welcome you, Anthony Harris. You keep checking in, my brother. We'll get you, I'm assuming you're a young man. Tell me different. Anthony. We'll get you involved, get you a Hebrew name, you know, so you won't necessarily be called Anthony Harris anymore. You have a Hebrew name, like, you know, my name used to be such and such, but my name now is Qadash, you know, strong trumpet, strong voice, you know, so you'll get a name also. When you get that name, you'll understand. Somebody above you will give you that name that fits your character, fits your nature. That's who we are. Okay, so Yah looks like that. Of course, it's the Paleo Hebrew. I'm kind of going over what I'm going to do for the matching, so you'll have a little understanding. We still wait for a few more people to check in, of course. Why not go over the characters? And all, if you're already checking the class, just bear with me, you know. If you already know it, just kind of bear with me a little bit here. And we'll continue on in class. I'll just go over some characters to people get in for matching. Kind of want to reiterate that so people understand what's going on here. About God, and then we have La and Ba. Let's see what La looks like. La looks like this. When you have La, of course, we write in one of the characters, 22 of them. Looks like that, just like an L. Okay? Let's see who else we have in class that's checked in. It's lucky. We have Kapabana. Sister checking in from Austin, Texas. Kapabana. Checking in from Austin, Texas. All right, Kana. Kana. Okay. All right, checking in from Austin, Texas. We thank you for the checking all the way in. The Wada, as we say thank you in Hebrew, the Wada. La. And of course, if you were doing that in Assyrian, that La would look like this. Sort of like a 3. Of course, I'll take that one off the board because tonight, for matching, we're dealing with paleo. Because it'll be sort of confusion to try to do both of them at the same time. You don't want to do that. And of course, you have Ma. The next one you have Ma. And that's what they look like. And like I said, when you say La, Ma, and of course Ma looks like this. Looks like sort of like an upside down W with a hook. Okay? I try to learn to do these over the years to try to get precise on them. But that's what they look like. Guys, let you write that down. Your new students here, let's see who else we checked in class. Yandabar, yes. Kapabanov. See, she has her name. Sister's checked in, has her name, she's on target. It's all right, sis. So we appreciate it. When you grab your name, that means you're 1 West, Isupk. That's what this says right here, 1 West. You know, Officer Kazakh Shapar, 50. That's who I am. And then when you get your name, you will no longer have that other name before. A name that you used to have, I'm sorry. It's like La, Ma. And of course, let's keep going. When we get checked in here, we'll wait a few more minutes, and then we'll go over this little exercise. We're going to match the Paleo with the Hebrew and try to find out, why. Why is this? And it's all about memorizing the characters. That's the first thing I'll do when we open up before we get into something else, And we will get into something in sentences there, so you'll understand what's going on. What was that? Ma, and then we have na, na. Let's go over na. Na. Okay, na looks like that. If you notice, na sort of looks like an N, upside down N with a curl there. Or some people say a Y, but it looks like an N really if you look at it upside down. You have to turn your head, of course. And then you have a sa. A sa right here, sa. Sa looks like somebody's comb or a fish bone or something, you know, but that's how I remember it. When you're memorizing these when you're memorizing these characters. And we'll wait a few more seconds and then we'll get into our exercise here. See, I know people had a hard time checking in on your job, or what we call the slavery, because we're still in slavery captivity to the Most High come up here, and that ain't soon. That ain't far from now. It's very soon. That's why get in class, get involved, get yourself checked in the class, get yourself involved in class, because soon the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, his son, coming back in one of those chariots. Listen, you don't want to be left out of that measure right there. I'm doing all I can to be involved with that, because I know the Most High is coming back to straighten this world out, from all of the maladies that they've done to the children of Israel. The whole Bible talks about the children of Israel. How could you miss it? Well, the people who it's not meant for, they will miss it. But the children of Israel, we're waking up, we're learning, we understand who we are, or we're understanding who we are. So let's go to the next one here. Let's see, we got, how many more people we got? Yeah, we got some people checking in. So lock it for a second, let's see who else we got checking in class there. Yonder bar, okay, good. Anthony Harris, Shar, you people here. And I know what it is you guys gotten off and you sitting down enjoying a meal. I understand, I'm slaving, but that's righteous work. Doing what we're supposed to be doing. Get into class, man. And of course we got Sa, and of course, what I said, we got a Sa. I, right here. That's one of the vowel sounds, the I right there. Okay? And it looks like a circle. It looks just like that. When you see the I, sort of like right here. There's one. Block it for a second. Shalom, Rakatah. Huh? Yeah, of course. All right, I'll bring it down some. All right, right there. How about, I'm trying the best yet. How about that? Okay, he asked. Yeah, I did that, but I mean, it's kind of hard to get it adjusted, sir, but I'm working on it, sir. Yahbashem Yahshua, you're right, sir. Khan. So with had to make some adjustments here for the class here. Salaki, hold on a minute for a second. Get our board straight, get a little centered. I think that's a little better right there. I think that's the best I can get it right there. Yes, all kinds. okay? Slack you for, they had to make some adjustments right there. I, right there, that's what it looks like in Paleo. Of course, we have, let's see, we have the Pa. We have the Pa, looks like this. Of course, we're hang in there. I'm gonna get you guys to participate in the matching of the Paleo Hebrew to the Hebrew word. It's gonna be one of these words: gather, above, battle, and dwell. We'll get you that a few more seconds here. Just kind of like doing a refresher course, because some people need that refresher course, because none of this will make sense unless you know what the vowels and what the characters are. And that's why we're going over it. You know, we make sure that we kind of make sure. So when you're doing words like ma'al, korab, korbatazah, shakan, that it matches to something here. And I purposely put them out of order so you won't do it. What we're going to do, we're going to match, real shortly here, a 1 to an alphabet, a 2 to an alphabet, a 3 to an alphabet, a 4, and they will match. And I'm gonna let you write that down in the chat. Of course, if you already know it, you can write it down. But I'm just trying to let more and more people get involved so they'll understand in class. Okay. There we go. And let's see. Well, Tazah, and of course, here's one. Here's one that'll help you. We have Tazah. It's always good. It never hurts. It never hurts to go over these Hebrew characters. Never. Because every time, I do these Hebrew characters sometimes a minimum of once a day. I do them twice a day, sometimes 4 and 5 times a day, so I can get them embedded in my mind, so I can start improving on my vocabulary. When I recognize words, this is like the word male, but it's actually ma'al, and it means something. It actually means something in Hebrew. And it'll evoke your memory after a while. So we got Tazah, and then we have Kwa. Okay, and Kwa, and of course this is Paleo Hebrew. Guys, let that kind of copy that down so you'll understand a little bit of what's going on. Understand. Let me check the chat again to see who's checked in. Shar, Anthony Harris, Kapabanov, and some others here. And all I'm trying to do is make sure that we have classroom participation, because that's how you get to know the characters. That's how you get to understanding of what's going on. So let's see what we have. Tazah looks like that, sort of like a tower with a little Z there. And then a Kwa looks like sort of like a popsicle stick or an umbrella or something like that. And that's what you want to get. You want to get all these little acronyms that go along with what you're doing here. So when we start matching all of these Paleo Hebrew to what we used to read 6,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, of course, to the actual Hebrew word, of course, like the English and the spelling of it, of course, then you'll begin to say, okay, well, what does that mean? What does Korah mean? Then you can, of course, look it up or through your vocabulary, call one of the officers and say, but see, I mean, if you're given over here in blue, and you can't tell me what this is, then what good is it? So you have to be able to say, I have a word, sir, that says korab, Oh, I can look it up and tell you what that means. I mean, I ain't gonna memorize all of them, but some of them I do. And somebody will know. You know, but the whole point, you gotta be able to translate what the Paleo Hebrew is. So we're getting ready to match them here in a second. Let's finish up. By the time I finish all of this characters, then we're gonna start a matching exercise here, okay? Quad, then we're gonna do Ra. Ra looks like this. Look like a backwards 4. One of the sisters said last week, hey, that looks like a 4. Yeah, if that's how you remember it, then that's how it is. Okay? Looks like a 4, right? Like that. Okay? And then of course you have Ra, then you have what we call Sha. Sha. Okay? And Sha looks like that. Of course, in the Paleo, it looks like a W. Okay, and then we have one more, and that's a Tha. Now, I think we have enough people in this participation class. We're going to get into this matching here. We want everybody to be involved. We'll do one more, Tha. Of course, like I said again, I'm going over the actual characters so you'll get an idea. Tha, that is a character, Tha, and that's pronounced just like that, Tha, and it looks like a cross, sideways cross like that. Of course, that's Paleo. Of course, in Assyrian, it looks like this. It's like a musical note or something like that. Okay, of course, we're doing, right now we're just doing Paleo. We'll do another exercise with Assyrian. But it looks just like that Tha, and of course, you should be writing that down. All right, let's get involved. I want everybody online. Wake up. Let's find out. Let's learn here. Let's everybody online. Shar, Adrian, Anthony Harris, Kapavanov. Everybody that's checked in, 4 or 5 people. And anybody else who want to get involved here. What I want you to do is in the chat, I want you to type in your chat, what goes with what? Which one of these Hebrew words go with this? Really simple as that. In other words, if it's 1 in A, is it 2 in B? Is it 3 in C? Or 4 in D? Now, of course, it's not that simple. I mean, they mix matched. Well, look at them and look at your notes and try your best to match. Type it in the chat for me right now. Go ahead and type in chat. We'll give you guys time. Type it in the chat. What goes with what? Take a number and match it with a letter. Which one of these Paleo Hebrew translation of a word here? I'm sorry, original Paleo Hebrew, and of course the translation over here of what that word is. Of course, why? Because we know the Hebrew. Okay? Tell me what goes with that. What number goes with what letter here? Tell me that. Look at it. Take your time. Put it down on paper and find out what number goes with what letter. Help them out there, Shar. Give me the first one, Shar. I know you know. Give me the first one. In our participation, go ahead and give me the first one. Quana. I know you know. Help some of the younger students out. Kapab, sorry. Kapabanaf. You should have been here long enough. You probably know what it is. Let me know. Let me know from looking at the board if you can see this. If you can't, I'll write it bigger. I'll try to write it a little bigger if I can. 1. Use a better crayon there. Try to type it in your chat. What goes with what? Okay. 1. That one. This is the 2. You can see them a little better. And of course you have 3. Of course you have 4 over here. Now one of these numbers matches up to one of those alphabet over there. It depends on how you view the Paleo Hebrew, how well you know it. Which one of those, I mean, it spells out this word because the sounds or the enunciations of what the sounds are written right here, and they're simply written out right there. So in the chat, tell me which one fits. Okay, let's, okay. If you're involved in class, I mean, of course I'll tell you, and I'll let you know it involves one of these words here. Dwell, above, battle, and gather. And that's important to understand that. Dwell. So tell me which one it is. I'll give you guys a chance. Well, don't worry about what word it is up there yet. I'll let you know so you can add that to your vocab. But right now I want you to put it in the chat and kind of look at it. Which one of these Paleo Hebrew written over here to the right matches to what number by its English translation? I mean, well, you know, Ma'al, Korab, Wabatazah, words that you can understand, but you got to know what that means in Paleo Hebrew. So that's what I want you guys to write. You guys write down what you in the chat what that is. And some of you stronger students can go ahead and write it down. And some of your sisters, some of your brothers, even some of the officers that I know that already know this, let me know what it is. Okay? All right? We'll give you some more time. Some time to think about it. Because really you can kind of look at your first letters right there and figure it out. Some, because I do have some duplicates up there. But like I said, to reiterate again, let's see who else we have in class. Salaki, if I may, sir, if I may, is 4B. Okay, let's see. She says, when I say is 4 matches up to B. Yes. That's right, sister. That's very good. Give that sister a hand. She says 4B. All right, take that one off my hand. Very good, sis. Very good, sis. So far, you understand what we're trying to do, and it helps you. So we'll put that down. 4B. All right, she said 4B is a match. 4B is a match. So we'll circle that one. That's gone. So 4B, that's one. I ain't gonna give you the rest of you guys get done. What she said, well, I'll give it to you. If you get it right, I'll get it for you. You're right. She says, Salaki, sir, if 4B, yep, 4B is correct. That's right. Shakan. And she's exactly right. That means she knows her Paleo and Assyrian, I'm assuming. She knows her Paleo. Because in order to know that, you'll have to know something about the characters to be able to match it to all of these. Shakan. You'll have to do that. She's right. So finish Gana, and then some of the brothers in there in class. Let's see. Anthony Harris. Sure, you can help him out if you want to. Anthony Harris or Kana. go ahead and if you're brand new, then pay attention to what she's done. I'll show you what she did in a second here. But she matched up this 4, Shah. I'll put it in red so you can see it a little bit. So that's important to understand. How did she know that? How does she know that this goes with this? Well, how does she know that? You know, and that's the hope, and we'll get into that. And of course, it may seem elementary to people who've already started, but well, if you can do that, then that's how you do it. Shah, and that's what she's done. So that's what she's matched up. So that's a giveaway. Go on, finish up. We'll give you a chance there. Before we move on to some sentence structure. Okay? I mean, this is like a good exercise for people who are just starting out. She matched up this with this. Shah Khan. And that's one giveaway there. I'll go ahead and underline it. She looked at this right here, probably. Because that is a Shah. That little W, matter of fact, I illustrated it on the board here. If you look at it real close over here, right over here, Shah. There it is right there. Shah. Shah. That's why it's important to understand your Hebrew characters. That's so important. You got to understand that. See, by understanding it, it'll cause you to memorize what these are. You say, well, what does Shekhan mean? Well, okay, that's now you're at a level of understanding because you've translated it, and that's what we do in the Tanakh. When you see that, what does Qabatazah mean? Well, first of all, you got to figure out from the Paleo-Hebrew that it says Qabatazah. If you don't get that, then it'll be hard to say, well, I don't know what this stuff. It will look like gibberish to you if you can't figure out what this is. Because Shekhan started from here. Does this look like Shekhan to you? To me it does, because I recognize the characters. To Kana, Sister Kana, she understands it. Let's see if you got some more. Let me look at the chat right here. She says, Kana Banaf. She's got Salaki, sir, if I may say. 3D. Let's see. Yeah. She's on it tonight. Kana. You got it, sis. I'm going to put down that one. Very good, sis. What'd you say? That was 3D. Yeah, 3D. Okay, 3D. Very good. All right. Of course, it's getting down to a process of elimination. But she's getting that because she's probably looking at her characters. She's got 4B and 3D, and Anthony Harris and a few other students in class. Just pay attention. And see what she's doing, and I'll explain it in a second here. So that's how she knows she can go. She says, okay, this one must match with that one, 3D. That's got to match to that one. Why? Because she knows the characters. It's really that easy. It's nothing magic here. We don't use magic in Isupk. We just use some wisdom and some understanding and some correction and some learning. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing, basically. Learning. Okay? So she said, and she used this, she said, Kwa Ba Tazah. That's how she got it. So it's Kwa. Keep going. You're doing good. Y'all doing good so far. All y'all doing good. Kwa Ba Tazah. And that's what she's done. Kwa Ba Tazah. And of course, we'll have to put we'll have to involve some 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 trend. We'll have to use. Okay, let's see. Okay, then she has one C. The sister has one C. Let's see if she's right. Yep, she's right. One C. Sister got them all right so far. The process of elimination, now what's the next one? One C. I mean, there's one left, so, you know, you can't go wrong with that one. One C. Like that. Okay? So it's got to be one C. One C has got to be one of them. So the next one has got to be a what? It's got to be the other one with the Q. 2A. Or Rob. 2A. Like that. Okay? Very good. I'll have to give that sister a hand. She did real good. Very good, sis. Good. And she got them all right. From Texas there. Rib, brother down in Texas, officer. Okay. And that's pretty much what it is. And then let's go over this for a second here. Of course, we have connectors in Hebrew. We'll go over the connectors real quick here before we move on. And the connectors, you have, let's go over the first one, 4B. 4B, Maya, okay? We'll have like Ma. That is a independent connector. Then we have a connector like this will be 4B. Ooh. Let me see here. I'm sorry. 4B. I'm sorry. I'm using Shah Khan. Shah is independently pronounced. And then Khan. You have to put these two together right here. And that's what we've done right here. Those connectors make sense. You have to know connectors also. 2 and 4, yeah, that's right, sis. That's process of elimination. That has to be right. 2A. So she's right. And I'm sure everybody else in there got it right. Okay, let's put the connectors on here real quick, and then we'll move on. Okay, we'll erase this off the board. But I want you guys to get a little understanding of this. Korab, Kwa. Let's do, which one are we doing here now? Korab. Oh, I got something messed up here. What are we doing here? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll have, let's go up here to Korab. Korab is this one right here. That would be, 2A, that's right. I was thinking. Qua, and then we'll have Ra, like that. We have an independent connector on Q, Qua, that's what this is. That little umbrella looking thing right here, that is actually a Q. And that's what this Q is right here. Qua. That's how she knows. And if that's how you're supposed to know. And we'll have y'all write that B, she said B. B, sir? 2A. No, it's, let's see. The last one is 2. Yeah, 2A, that's right. Korab, 2A. B will be 4B. 4B, so that's right. Okay, the next one we'll have right here. We'll have Mayal. And of course, Mayal involves 1. There's Mayal way up here. My, Yah. Right there. My, or Ma, I'm sorry. Ma, that is an independent connector. It looks like an upside down U, just like that. We have to make sure, to make the sound one sound, like we said before, it looks like that. Ma, and then we have to join the I and the L together. We'll have to join them together like this. My all, like that. Okay? All right? And then, of course, the last one will be Quabataza. That's right here. Quabataza. And that is, of course, 3 is Quabataza. Of course, it goes with D. And that's the end of that lesson. Let's go ahead and put the connectors on here. Qua, Ba. These are all independent connectors. And Taza. Quaba, Taza. Why? Because that's how you enunciate, that's how you pronounce. Qua, Ba, Taza. Qua, Ba, Taza. Just like that. Okay? So let's erase this and let's match it to the word, what it means. And this is where you really want to get your notes together. Get your notes together to figure out what all this means. We'll let you guys write all that down. Now that you know which one goes with what, we'll let you guys get an understanding of what they mean, or what word they are. Ma'al. Ma'al means above in Hebrew. So we'll say right here, above. Above. Okay? Just like that. All right? So write that one down. And that's what we translated. Ma'al, right here. Ma'al. Of course, we don't need this anymore. Everybody knows. We've matched them right there. So we'll give you a chance, guys, to write that one down. Ma'al. Write that down in your notes. Ma'al. And then we have, let's see what we have. Korab. Korab means battle. It's battle. Okay? Just like that. All right? All right? And I think Shekan means to dwell, so the other one will have to be gather. Quabatazah means gather. And Shekan means to dwell. So write these in your notes. That helps you with your vocabulary. So that helps you get a well-rounded, what we got up there is give you a well-rounded understanding of what's going on. Sis, you write B, sir. I'm not sure what you're saying right there. But the B one we had for B. Everything we had on the board we erased, this is what goes with it. Salaki. So, Qua-rab, that's this one right here. Qua-rab, it means to battle. That's what it means in Hebrew. Paleo Hebrew over here, of course. And then, of course, it's pronounced like this. Qua, independent connected, like this. And rab, like this. Qua-rab means to battle. Okay? Write this down in your notes so you'll have it. So you'll understand. Okay? Quaba-tazah. That one's over here. This one went to this right here, down here. Quaba-tazah. That's 3 different independent connectors. That means they have their own independent sound. That's really all it means. Quaba-tazah. Qua, right there. ba, and then a taza. And of course, you know, we went over what these symbols look like, and that's what they look like right here. Qua, a little like a popsicle or umbrella, and the ba looks like this. Looks the same as this ba here. Then we'll have a taza, okay? All right. And of course, where's the next one here? What about taza? And ma'il, did we do that one? Yes, okay. Ma, right here. It means above. When you see ma'il, when you see something that looks like male, it's actually ma'il. So it's ma, looks like an upside down N, independent connective, aisle. Just like that, okay? Ma'il, all right? So that's a good understanding, good lesson. We'll erase this off the board. We'll give you guys maybe 10, 15 more seconds to write that, so you'll have an understanding of and vocabulary, an understanding, so you'll be able to write it down, and that'll improve your vocabulary. And if you notice what I did real quick, I put ah, ba, ga, da. I use the first ones that just to be, you know, doing something there. Not, there's no significance behind why I did that. But we'll give you guys 10 more seconds to write that on the board there. Okay, now we'll erase this here in a few more seconds, and we'll move on and put some of these words in sentences and be able to explain to you what they mean. Kind of help you out a little bit there for your understanding. Let's see here. We'll do some stuff here for people to understand a little better. Hope you guys got that written down, because I'm going to erase it off. Okay, going to erase everything about this off the board. So I hope you got it right there. And we'll move on and institute some of these words into a sentence and explain how they behave and how they act in a sentence, so you get a little idea. Because as you move on, we repeat some things, we move on to some things, but this class right here, that was a matching, sort of semi-advanced, but it's just a matching class, okay? And we want to do what we call, let's do this right here. If you want to say good morning to somebody, you know, how would you say that? How would you say good morning to a fellow or a sister? Hebrew. You would say, we're going to say good, right there. Okay, morning. We're going to write it in the feminine, and we're going to write it in the masculine, or the masculine and the feminine. So you'll understand there is a difference right here. So get ready. We'll write this down here. As soon as I can find my, there we go. Okay, good. Now, good is the word translated to wow. Let's put it over here. Let's do this. Pen's running out there. Let's do a little better here. There we go. Okay. Good is just simply translated to wow for the men. Okay? Tawab. You want to say good? Say tawab. Okay? All right? And of course, for a sister, it's tawaba. We'll put y'all in another color. Put y'all in blue. Yeah. If you want to say for the sister, you say tawaba. Ta-wa-ba. B-A the H. Okay? Alright, just like that. Okay? Tawaba. Alright? And of course, man, bigger board here is what we need. Morning. Alright, there we go. Okay? Of course, now we got to do now, and we'll write up here, this is feminine for the sister. But for the male, this is masculine, of course. Don't get it twisted. When you want to say good morning, this is what you want to say. And then we're going to say, I think this is Bawa Kwar. Yeah. Ba. They're both the same when you get to this point, because it's just morning means Ba, Wa, Kwar. I think I got that spelled correctly. Yeah, Bible Kwar. Okay, good. All right, and of course, in the feminine, so you want to say good morning. For a male, you said Tawa, Bible Kwar, man. You know. And you want to say that to a sister, you say, or a sister would say Tawaba, Bible Kwar. Okay? But the male always speaks in the masculine form right there. And sometimes there's a form where you speak, you know, everybody speaks the same. But in this case, it's Tawab, Tawaba. Okay, let's break these words down real quick here. So that's what we're doing. That's the language that we just did, the vocabulary. That's the exercise that we just did. So let's figure out how to break this down in Hebrew. So we want to say, let's do it in red that way. We'll do the paleo in the Hebrew. Let's see if we can do that. See if I got enough crayons here to make it work. Tawab. In Hebrew writes, like I said, from right to left. So we want to say ta, and where's the ta? So we want to say ta, like that. Okay? And of course we want to say wa. This is Paleo Hebrew now, okay? And then we want to say ba, right here. Just like that. So it's, and then put your connectors on there. See if you guys are interested in the chat right there. The connectors, what's your connectors on this? We'll write the paleo over here to the side. Y'all figure out what connectors you're going to use. But I mean, you know, it's just tell me. Just tell me, is this right? Just tell me, is this right or not? I'll go from there. Ta, wab. And of course, and for your sisters, it'll be ta. Is that right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Ta, wa, tawab. And then, of course, we have to use ta, wa. Then we'll have to use a ba. Then we'll have to use a H, a ha sound. It'll be right here. That's how that looks, okay? And it'll still be ta, wa, over here, independent, and then connecting together for ba. That's the wa. This is the masculine over here, and the feminine right there. Okay, Bawa Kwar for good morning. You want to say ba. Let's go over here and well, yeah, I ain't got time to write the Assyrian right now. We want to say okay, well, we use red. Ba, we use ba, because there's only one. We don't have to do it in feminine. In the morning just means this. Let's break it down. Ba, then we say wa, like this. like that. But then we say qua. Just remember that upside down umbrella right there? There it is again. Now that ought to help you in your vocabulary, because that's a Q. Ba, wa, and then we're gonna have to use an R. Right there. It's like that. So we say ba, wa, qua. Like that. Is everybody in the chat? If I get it right, just type a 1 in there if I got it right. All the brothers and sisters in there. Okay. Good morning. Tawab. And for the sisters, you say tawaba. Bawakwar is universal for both. That's what it means, morning. So, tawab. Tawaba. So, and then Bawakwar is ba, independent, and connected together for the qua and the ra. Okay? Is that good enough? And then goes down, y'all write that down, because I'll get into good evening here in a second. Just want you guys, because all we're doing is building up from the vocabulary, and now we're writing a sentence. Because actually, good morning is actually a sentence, a full sentence already. I mean, it's already got a full sentence on it. It's got a full sentence involved there. You know. Yeah. Okay. So let's write good evening. Let's see what that is. Let's write good evening, then we'll write something else here. What did I say good evening was? I forgot myself. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, there it is right there. Good morning. Good evening is it's the same thing, only we're going to write the Bawakwa is morning. But the Tawab and the Tawaba, we won't do that again. We'll just exchange this. Hope you guys got that written down. Bawakwa simply means morning. And it's translated like this. Bawakwa. We'll give you guys maybe 10 more seconds to write that down so before I move on to good evening. Adrian Clay Ferguson, she's in class. She typed the 1. Yes, she understands, right. So she said this is correct. And she's 100% right. She's right. That's because we have what we've written down, she would be right. Everything I got up here, I didn't confuse you, I just kind of wrote it down. I'm sorry. Over here. Ba, wa, kwa. That means morning, right there. And of course, tawab for the man is ta, wab. And all we did was say ta up here. Glad to have you in class, Adrian. Ta, wa. We have to join all that together. And that's what we've done. The wa and the ba joins together right here. Right there. Okay? For the woman. And I mean for the man, tawab. And then for the feminine, it's ta, wa. Then you join the ba. Then you join the B, H, B, A, and H together. And of course, that's right here. Right there. Ba. And of course, that's right here. Right here. Ba. These right here. Okay? Write these down in your notes. Adrian got that right. I'm pretty sure everybody's last. Let's see who else is checked in. Is it correct to say a female will use feminine when she's speaking to a male and female? Is it correct to say she, speaking to a male, yeah. When you're a woman, what you want to do is use your feminine terms. Tawaba. You'll understand that, Tawaba. Like that. The male say, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. And you say Yahweh Shemar, Al Shem Yahweh Shai. You say good morning. You would say, you would do yours, Tawabah, Bawakwa. You'll understand that. You're speaking to a male. You use Tawabah. You use the feminine, because you are feminine. The male say he wouldn't use Tawabah. He'll say Tawab. Tawab Bawakwa. So yes, you want to speak as though you're a woman. That's what you are. You want to use your feminine right here. Tawabah. For the females. The male always use Tawab. You don't say Tawabah. You're a male. Okay? So give you guys a few more seconds since you asked that question to write that down. We'll move on to another word in Hebrew for evening. It would be called Arab. When you say good evening, we'll erase this off the board here so you won't get it confused. Evening. Like that. Okay? All right? Tawabara. Tawabara. Okay? So, you guys, I'm sure you got morning already, so let's erase this for a second. On the morning part. Let's erase the Baba because we know what that is. Now let's get into this Arab. And it's the same thing with the Tawab. I mean, if the morning's good, of course, you and if it ain't good, no. You want to say yes or no, or Khan. You say Khan, yeah, good morning, it is. Of course, it helps you to walk around, and the more you chat amongst your rib and your brother or sister, the more you'll understand the Hebrew. Of course, that's a goal. So evening. Let's put it down here so we'll see it a little better. Let's put it right about there. Evening. Okay? It's simply Arab. Like that. And nothing's changed with the Tawab and the Tawabah. That's still either masculine or feminine. Kana, Adrian, Shar, and Michael. I believe that's your name. What's your name again? Let's see. Clark. Let's see here. Anthony, I'm sorry. Anthony Harris. North Carolina. Anthony Harris. I'm not sure if you're a trooper, young man, officer, but I don't know. Anthony Harris, okay? Arab. In Hebrew, let's start off with the I, because that's what we see. We write Hebrew from right to left. I. Then we're going to write a Ra. Let's do this one. That Ra in Paleo looks like this. I think I'll write the Syrian on this one also. Then, of course, we write the B. Simple as that. I, Rob. There's the connectors. The connector says it's an independent connector right here on I. And the B looks like a 4. I, Rob. Let's write that in Paleo. What does that look like in Paleo? What does that look like? Well, an I looks like this. I, and of course you have to have a Ra over here. Ra. They have no connectors, so you just have to go on, yeah. And then of course you have a B. You have a B looks like this. That's what it looks like in the blue right there. That's what it looks like in Assyrian. Okay, so like I said again, this is the Syrian. And this is the, we'll try to stay with red and blue this time. I ran out of colors when I was doing that other exercise. I waited as long as I could to invoke it there. Assyrian, then this, of course, is the Paleo, okay? All right, just like that. Let you guys write that down for a second. All right. See, checking the chat over here. Slocky. Yeah. Okay. Female. Yeah. So I hope you understand that, Adrian. Always use your you use your feminine. And there are some words that are both. Called general or generic or general. But in this case, good is tawab. You say tawaba. Give that man respect. And when you're talking to a sister, you're tawaba. You don't talk to him in a man form. You're talking to that sister always in feminine. Tawaba. That just makes sense. You want to say tawaba, sis. Because you're a woman. If you're a woman, then you say tawaba. If you're a man, you say tawab. I wouldn't go to another brother and say tawaba. Unless I'm giving like Yahweh Shema Alatha Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. If I'm giving a courtesy salute because in order to do so I'm just doing it, then that would be understood. That's different. But here, tawab, tawaba, feminine. Always use the feminine. If you are a aqua, you always use feminine. Respect to show the man. The man is the head of the household. He's going to say tawab, tawabarab. Like a lion, tawabarab. Sister go around, tawab, tawaba. Can't break it down like a sis would, but tawaba, arab, irab. See? So we'll let you guys write that down. Then we'll move on here to another understanding of a sentence here. Like I said, we get into vocabulary, then we're going to get into some sentences here. We're going to get into something like, what's your name? You want to ask somebody, you teaching them Hebrew, you're sharing the Hebrew in the household, and you let the man lead out, of course. And he's asking the name, and it's good for the sisters to learn this, so you can help your rib. Sometimes got a lot of things on his mind. You say, if I may, sir, just like you said in the chat, is it this? That's how you ask him. It's how you ask it. Courtesy. So we got that down. So let's move on. I'm pretty sure everybody got this down right now. That part of it. Okay. Let's erase this off the board. We've said good morning and good evening. Now let's write down something else here. Let's write down another sentence. Of course, we're pushing on our vocabulary here in Lashawan Qadash class. That's what we're doing. So we're saying, if I want to say, hey, what's your name? Who are you, in other words? If I want to say, what is your, right, too big there. What is your name? Okay? All right? In Hebrew, let's break it down in Paleo first. Okay? What is a word? We're going to call it maya, or ma'ah. Because that's how it's translated. Ma'ah. That's how it looks. Ma'ah. That's what it means. Ma'ah. Okay? Ma'ah. All right? And then we're going to say has a word like ha. Let me spell this right here because I always get this sometimes wrong. Ha, that's right. Ha. Wa. Ah. Okay? Ha. And then hope you guys are writing it down in your vocabulary so you're understanding. All right? Then we're going to write Name is Shamka. Shamka. Problem is, okay, sorry about that. Shamka. Like that. Problem is, when you have something over there, I'm sorry, let's lock it. Sham. Okay, that's what name is translated. Sham. Like that. Problem is, when you have something like your, you're gonna have possession. Your is definitely a possession. Like this is my pen. It's actually the school's, but this is mine, you know. So you want to say, how do you say your and connect it with name? Whose? Whose name? Your name. So the possessive adjective to make Sham name is Ka. But we don't want to say Kasham. We don't say Maya, Hawa, Kasham. You always put the possessive adjective and bring it over here. And put another color here. You put it right here. Ka. There you go. You take this ka and bring it and put it right there. Okay? Now, ma'a, hawa'a, shamka. That's how you say it. What's your name? You say, Dawab, Ra, good evening. Ma'a, hawa'a, shamka. What's your name? And just practice that over and over again. Ma'a. We'll give you some more of these words as we go on. What, who, when, why, and where. We'll do that next week, maybe, hopefully. But right now we're using one of them. It's called what? Write that down in your vocabulary. What's your name? You know, and it's called. It is a possessive adjective, is what it is. We'll put PA right here. And of course, that's what this is, a possessive adjective. I told you we get into parts of sentences and to understand how you break down things. I mean, you know, you got to be able to, you can't just say, Ma'ahawa Asham. What is name? Who's doing the talking and what are you saying? Your name. So we have to bring out the possessive adjective ka. And that's what that's called. And there are many possessive adjectives, of course. You know, like, see if I can find a few of them there. Yeah, those are prepositions right there. That's a whole nother, and well, no, we can use that lesson, of course. But anyway, that's when you're using words like ka. See if I can find. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. What's your name? Okay. Right. All right. And then let's move on to. If I want to say, let's say, who is your father? Let's do that one. Let's break that down. Let's break down who is your father. Who? We're going to use another W word here. Who is your father? Not mine, not theirs, but yours. It's important to know who their father is because that's what a seed is. Who is your father or who is your daddy? In this case, you know, we're not talking about Yahweh, of course. We're just using. Let's see if I can use a. Yeah, we can use that. We can say. Let's see. Yeah, we use that word. Yeah, we use that. Who's your father? Abba. Abba. Okay. And of course is, we can say that one. We already know that's hot. Same word right here. Ha, Ha, wa, ah. Okay? And then we'll have, let me see if I can find that. Yeah, who. Who is Maya? Who is Ma Ya? So you learn two words today. What is Ma'a, Ma'a, and who is Maya? Just like that. Maya, Aya, Abba. Your father. So we want to put Ka there. Abaka. I mean, that would be a possessive adjective. Who's your father? Because that's what your is right here. Ka. There it is again. Possessive. Possessive adjective. Okay. Or it'd be the same thing if you said, "Who is your uncle?" You know, who is your sister? Who's your whatever you want to say about that? Who is? You know. You want to say, what is your name? Of course, when you want to say who, you can say where. Let's use that one. Let's use where. I'll give you another one here. Let's use where. See if I got that wrong. Let's use where. Okay? And of course we use where. We say ayah. Ah. Ya, just like that, okay? Where? Yeah, there you go. Where? And I say, where is your? Let's do. Where is your? Where? Ayah, and then we'll say hawa. Use that again, and we'll say in this case we're gonna say, where is your? Let's put it down. Let's use something like just kind of give you some vocabulary to fit into sentences. That's what I. There you go. Let's do this. Let's say, where is your uncle? Let's just say that. Where is your uncle? Let's just use that one. Let's use that uncle. Where is your uncle? Okay, and of course, uncle in Hebrew is dawad. Da, not dawada, but dawad. Okay, and of course, if you want to say, in this case, your uncle Ka, then you have to put a Ka down there. Dawad Ka. Room. Need some room. Da, wad, ka. Just like that. Okay? That right? That's right. Yeah. That looks right. Okay. Da, wad. Yeah. Very good. Da, wad. I'll give you a chance to write that down, but that's how you write a few, like, just go right, yeah, good, Adrian, and hope you guys got that right, hope you guys understand a little better, but that's, when you're writing in Hebrew, you know, you write right to left. Of course, I wrote it from the English way because I'm just, if I was to translate it, I would translate it from right to left, of course. But you know, I didn't want to, I should have written it backwards. Salaki, I apologize to you. But anyway, this is always written from right to left. You know, maybe I should have wrote it down just for the sake of, I guess I can. I'll do one of them so you'll see what I'm talking about. I guess, yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it that way. In other words, you should always really write it down like this. You should write it down like this. What? Always get used to writing it backwards because that's the way everything is really written, right to left. What is your name? I'll just write one of them down, you'll understand the rest, just flip them around, okay? It should have been written like that. Ma'a, like that. Hawa'a, ha, wa, like that. Oh, I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Your. Okay, and that's ka, but it's going to be a possessive adjective, so you're going to have to put it after sham. Sham. Sham, like this, and then of course we'll put ka. Now that's how you correct, the correct way of doing that. We're gonna go from here. What, maya, is, hawa'a, your, ka. You can say maya, hawa'a, ka, sham, ka, but that is not how it's written. You want to do it in a possessive adjective, and this is a name is a noun, so you want to say a possessive adjective to of that will be a ka to go along with that noun to possess that. So you want to say sham ka. And of course we got it written back. We'll give you guys a chance to write that one down. Okay. Give you a chance to write that one down. Then we'll write a few more, then we'll have give you a chance to write that down real quick. Have anything you want to say in the chats, make sure you have anything to say in the chat, make sure you write it in the chat, of course, while I'm here. For your understanding. Walk over here and look at the chat again. Good. Everybody's active. Okay. All right. So you understand what that is. Let's see how much time we got left here. See what kind of time we got. See where we are in class. Yeah, we got time for maybe one or two more. And but just remember, there are feminine forms and there are masculine forms. But just remember, the possessive adjective always comes at the end of the word. Shamka, right there. Like, what is your name? I mean, you know, you can just remember that is ka. So you put it at the end of that name, the word that you're trying to make the noun that you're trying to build possessive adjective to. That's shamka. Okay? All right. Your, and let's see what else we got here. We got a lot of things here, but I'm just trying to get some simple things here that you can build on. And of course, write it down as we go. I'll tell you what, let's write a few, let's see. Air. Let's see what else we got here. I mean, I got so many things, but I don't want to name. What nation? Let's write one more. We'll write. We'll take. Let's erase all of this. We've learned what, who, and where. What is Maya? Who is Maya? And what is Ma? I'm sorry. Ma. Just like that. Ma. We say what? But who is Maya? Where is Aya? Big difference. Okay? We'll erase this one off the board here. We'll keep the one up top there, and we'll erase this one. And let's get into pretty much going to be probably the last one in the class here. We'll write down one. Let's say what did I do here? I think I had one. Oh yeah. Let's write what nation are you from? See if you guys can remember it. When we say what nation are you? Remember that, as that possessive adjective is going to happen. You know that you and your, or you're from. See here. What is your name? Now we're going to write, well, what nation are you from? If you guys remember, what, of course, let's erase this so you won't remember. And I want you guys to regurgitate this back out to me here. Maybe the last thing we do in class. See what you learned. How do you say what in Hebrew? Somebody type it in the chat. It's real small. It's not that hard to do. Type it in the chat. What nation? And I'll introduce what nation. If you know this, write it down also. But how do you say what in Hebrew? We just had it on the board a few times. I'll give you guys time to look it up. Everybody? Yes. Okay, good. Still, everybody in the chat, how do you say what in Hebrew? We're saying, what nation are you from? Okay? What nation are you from? We're using a lot of possessive adjectives tonight, of course. Not so much preposition, but we are using a lot of possessive adjectives. And of course, we learn words like what. We learn words like who, I think. And I believe we learn where. I think that's what we learned. But right now I'm asking you, how do you write in the chat, write down, how do you write what? Okay? Yeah. How do you write what in the chat there? Guys, give you a chance to write that one down there before we end class here. See if you've been paying attention. Give you a second. How do you write what? We've been over it. We've gone over it a few times. Let's see who's got it written down here in the chat as I walk over. It's lucky I've been walking back and forth because I have to go over there and look at the chat. What? I'm looking for, how do I say what in Hebrew? I give you a hint, there's only 3 letters there. How do I say it? I just had it on the board. And if you've been keeping good notes, you should have it also in your notes. How do I write the word Hebrew? What is that word for what? Okay? And I'll go ahead and write on the board. I'll give you maybe a little hint there, because who would be Maya? Okay? Where, like I said, is Aya. And it's important to write these down because you'll be using these a lot. Aya. So what is what? Somebody write that down in the chat for me. What's what? It's gonna look sort of like these. Okay? I'm looking for what? Matter of fact, I just had it on the board a few seconds ago. Give you guys maybe 15 more seconds to do it, but it's been a great class. And of course, these words right here, in English, they will call them, I'll write down, they will call them question words or interrogatives. Interrogatives. Or simply, they're nothing but called question words. I mean, it invokes a question, because that's what it is. It's a question word. In other words, it's a big old question mark there. Huh? Who? What? Why? When? Was? Why? With? Let's see who's got something written down here. Adrian. I'm not sure. No, Adrian, that's not it. That's not the one, sis. But you're close. Because you're trying to say it, but you'd have to look in your notes. It starts with an M, like this. And it's one more letter, so finish that up there. Okay? Finish that one up. And I'll go ahead and write down this right here. Gawaya. Ga. Wa. It's M-A something. Ga-wa-ya is nation. Ga-wa-ya is nation. And of course, if you want to write R-U, of course, you know, it's assume R-U, you write ka here for that. Mayan is the translation for from. Mayan, of course. Okay? Mayan. And of course, you want to say you, you want to bring that ka over here and put it after Mayan and be Mayan ka. Like that. So you want to say, if you want to say, what nation are you from? You want to say, how do you say, let's see if anybody else got in the chat. M-A something, what do you got? No, it's not Baya. It's M-A, let me go ahead and give it to you before class is over with. It's M-A-H. Ma. Ma. Or you can just say ma. What? Interrogative word. And go ahead, Adrian and Manav and all the other students in class. Go ahead and write these down. The interrogative words or question words. What, who, where, and I'll give some more next time. Won't have time to run out, of course. Ma is what? Who is Maya? Where is Aya? Write those down in your notes. Write those down in your notes. So, because I may even ask those next week just to be accurate, you know. That's what I'm saying. So, what nation? I'm writing it backwards, of course. Ma. Gawaya. Mayanka. What nation are you from? You may say Yashashikar. You may say Yahawada. Judah. You know, you may say, of course, you may say Simeon. You ain't no telling. It depends on where you're from. We got 12 tribes. You know, maybe from the islands down there. Banyanyan. Benjamin. So, Ma. Okay, sis and brothers. It's been a good class. I think we'll stop it there. Let's see what time we got here. See if we can got another one or is that it? Yeah, I think we better kind of stop class right here. Got time to read the announcements, and that's what I'll do. But it's been a Tawab class, and the sisters would say Tawabah. So, security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The rule for the new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. We'll get into some numbers before long here, not this lesson. Of course, we'll run out of time. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months of that shashah, okay, they are to be saluted only. That is when you go to your house, Shemar, al-Shah, Ba'ashem, Yahushah, or Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushah, Barakatah to the men. That's a salute. We'll go over that next week, maybe, hopefully. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister, okay, Ak and Akwaf, will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10, means 10th in the Ma'ashra. Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. The priest's fund. It's a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Of course, we're going to talk about the upholding convocations. We'll look here. The upholding convocation. The next one is going to be. We've gone through a lot of them so far this year. We'll have the Feast of Dedication, Hakanaka. A tongue tied there for a second. The 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. Wednesday, December 9th, 2020, 8 days. First Maccabees 4:52-61. Of course, right around the corner after that in January will be the 14th day called Purim of the 12th month, Thursday, February 25th, Friday, February 26th, 2021, Esther. You'll find it in the book of Esther 9:31. But with ISUPK, start off 1 West, Harlem, New York. Commander General Yohana, 1969. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. And for that we say, Shalom.